Hello and welcome to What the F Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Friday, December 3rd, 2021. Welcome to day 318. Biden signed legislation to keep the government funded through February 18th after Republicans dropped a threat to force a shutdown over the administration's vaccine mandates. The House passed the measure 221 to 212, sending it to the Senate, where a handful of Republican senators threatened to hold up the measure over the Biden administration's vaccine or test mandate for private employers. Senators eventually voted down an amendment on the issue in a 48 to 50 vote, with 2 Republicans absent. The Senate then voted 69 to 28 to approve the spending bill. Biden said funding the government isn't a great achievement, it's a bare minimum of what we need to get done. Democrats and Republicans will now turn to several must-pass items in the coming weeks, which include increasing the debt limit and passing the National Defense Authorization Act. Chuck Schumer has also promised a vote before Christmas on Biden's roughly $2 trillion Build Back Better legislation. Meanwhile, the United States added 210,000 jobs to the economy in November, the smallest gains since December 2020, while the unemployment rate fell to 4.2% from 4.6%, a new pandemic-era low. Economists had expected more than 500,000 new jobs in November, but so far the U.S. has recovered about 82% of the jobs lost during the pandemic. Simply put, America, Biden said, America is back to work. Because of the extraordinary strides we've made, we can look forward to a brighter, happier new year, in my view. New research indicates that the Omicron variant is spreading more than twice as quickly as the Delta variant, which was previously the most contagious form of the coronavirus. Researchers concluded that the Omicron mutation has a, quote, substantial ability to evade immunity from prior infection, end quote, and that the variant is at least 3 times more likely to cause reinfection than previous variants such as Beta and Delta. In the United States, Omicron has been detected in 5 states. The CDC also reported that nearly 2.2 million vaccine doses were administered over a 24-hour period ending Thursday, making it the largest single-day total since May. Roughly half of those shots were booster shots. The Biden administration, meanwhile, announced that it is sending an additional 9 million COVID-19 vaccine doses to Africa, bringing the total U.S. donation to 100 million vaccines. Moving on, the Biden administration reinstated the Trump-era Remain in Mexico policy, which forced asylum seekers to stay in Mexico while awaiting their immigration hearings. While the Biden administration had tried multiple times to roll back the policy, a federal judge in August ordered the program be restored. The administration appealed to the Supreme Court, which refused to block the order. Mexico agreed to restart the Migrant Protection Protocols policy, as it's called, after the Biden administration agreed to address humanitarian concerns at the border, such as providing COVID-19 vaccines for migrants, securing shelters in Mexico, providing transportation to U.S. ports of entry, and providing access to essentials like healthcare and work permits in Mexico. Unaccompanied minors and other, quote, particularly vulnerable individuals, end quote, will not be included in the program. In other news, the attorney who helped Trump pressure Mike Pence to overturn the 2020 election asserted his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination in response to a subpoena from the House Select Committee investigating the Capitol riot. John Eastman joins former DOJ official Jeffrey Clark in pleading the Fifth to avoid incriminating himself. While Clark appeared before the committee in response to a subpoena for records and testimony on November 5th, he refused to answer questions, citing Trump's claims of executive privilege. The committee then recommended holding Clark in contempt of Congress for failing to cooperate with its inquiry. Clark, however, informed the committee that he, quote, now intends to claim Fifth Amendment protection, end quote. Eastman laid out 6 steps in a memo that he claimed Pence could take in order to overturn the 2020 election results and throw the election over to Trump. One of them involved Pence unilaterally rejecting Biden's victory in a handful of swing states and instead appointing alternate electors to the Electoral College, effectively denying Biden's victory. And finally, at least 11 U.S. State Department employees had their iPhones hacked with spyware developed by the Israeli-based NSO Group. The attacks come a month after the U.S. added NSO Group to a federal blacklist among allegations that its phone hacking tools had been used by foreign governments to maliciously target government officials, activists, human rights workers, journalists, academics, embassy workers, and others. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website, And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditas.